Did you know that the earliest signs of cancer are often so subtle that many people brush them off as part of aging? It's easy to assume a bit of fatigue, a little weight loss, or an odd ache is nothing serious. After all, getting older comes with its quirks, but sometimes the body tries to whisper before it shouts. Today, we're going to talk about those whispers, quiet little signs that something might not be quite right. And while this might sound a bit heavy, don't worry. We're not here to scare you. We're here to empower you. Let me tell you about Peter. Lovely bloke, early 70s, sharp as ever, always tinkering with his garden or fixing up something around the house. His wife, Jean, noticed he'd lost quite a bit of weight over the winter. He shrugged it off. "Just been busy, love," he said. But Jean knew better. Turned out, it wasn't his busy hands keeping the pounds off. After a bit of a push from the grandkids, he went to the GP. They caught it early, pancreatic cancer. Not the easiest diagnosis, but the early catch made all the difference. That's why noticing these signs matters. So let's walk through the 10 things your body might be trying to tell you, and why listening could quite literally change everything. Unexplained weight loss is the first one. Now, I know for some of us, losing a few pounds without dieting might seem like a blessing. But when the weight just drops off without trying, especially more than a few pounds in a short span, it's time for a chat with your doctor. Your body burns energy differently when something's wrong, especially if it's dealing with cancers like those in the stomach or lungs. Then there's that bone-deep fatigue. Not the kind you feel after a busy day at the allotment or chasing grandkids around the park. I mean the kind where even after a full night's rest, you feel like you've been hit by a lorry. It lingers, weighs you down. Fatigue that's stubborn often links to conditions like leukemia or bowel cancer. It's your body saying, "Hey, I'm fighting something, and I need you to notice." One of the easiest signs to overlook? Lumps or swellings. We tend to think they'd be painful, don't we? But many aren't. A small lump under the skin, maybe in your neck, under your arm, or even in the breast, might feel insignificant. Probably just a cyst, people say. But here's the thing. You don't have to guess. If something new appears and doesn't go away, it deserves a look. Pain is trickier. A lot of us live with it, especially as the joints start to moan. But pain that doesn't tie to an injury or arthritis, and especially one that lingers without changing, needs your attention. Stomach pain, back pain, and even a nagging ache in your bones could be your body's early alarm bell. Then we come to skin, the body's biggest organ, and often one of the most overlooked. A mole changing shape, getting darker, becoming irregular. These aren't just signs of aging or sunspots. They could mean skin cancer. And while you might think, "Oh, it's just a mark I've had for ages," changes are what matter most. Also, any sore that refuses to heal on your leg, your face, or anywhere else shouldn't be ignored. Jean, the same one who spotted Peter's weight loss, noticed a bit of blood after brushing her teeth one morning. Must have brushed too hard, she thought. But then it happened again. And again. Turned out it was more than just her toothbrush being too enthusiastic. Unexplained bleeding is one of those signs no one wants to talk about, but it's so important. Blood in your urine or stool, coughing up blood, or unusual vaginal bleeding. It's never normal. It doesn't matter how small it is. If it's new, it's worth investigating. Now let's talk about something many of us experience, but don't like to admit: changes in how we go to the toilet. Constipation one week, diarrhea the next. Or maybe you noticed the shape of your stools changed. Some people find they're rushing to the loo more often or struggling to go at all. It's not glamorous, but these bowel and bladder changes could be early signs of bowel, bladder, or even prostate cancer. They're easy to dismiss as diet or age, but don't. And that cough that's overstayed its welcome? If you've had it for more than 3 weeks, it's time to get it checked. Same with hoarseness in your voice that doesn't clear up. We live in the UK. It's always damp, so it's easy to blame the weather. However, persistent symptoms like these could be signs of throat or lung cancer. A friend of mine, Margaret, had terrible heartburn. She blamed it on that extra biscuit with her tea. Then she found herself struggling to swallow. Not all the time, just occasionally. But it got worse. She thought it was just one of those things. It wasn't. Persistent indigestion or difficulty swallowing can indicate esophageal or stomach cancer. You don't need to panic over every little burp, but when something changes and sticks around, it's time to take note. And lastly, those pesky sores, especially the ones that don't heal, maybe on your tongue, the corner of your mouth, or elsewhere. If they linger beyond a few weeks, they need to be seen. Oral cancers often start quietly, and by the time pain appears, they've already taken hold. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That's a lot of signs. And yes, they sound serious, but most of the time, they're nothing. A cough is just a cough. A sore is just a sore. But if they hang about, if they change, if they feel different, then it's worth a second look. That's what early detection is all about. It's not about living in fear. It's about staying one step ahead. Here's something to remember. It's always better to be told it's nothing than to find out it was something far too late. GPs are there to help. You're never wasting their time by asking questions about your health. In fact, they prefer it when people come in early. So what do you do with this information? First, take a moment to check in with your own body. Any of the signs we talked about ringing a bell? Have you noticed something lately that just doesn't feel quite right? And second, share this video with someone you love, because knowing what to look for might just save a life. Now here's a little favor. If this video spoke to you in any way, if it made you think about your own health or reminded you of someone, please give it a like. It helps more people in our age group find important information like this. And leave a comment down below. Tell me, where in the UK are you watching from? It always warms my heart to see how far these messages travel. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more gentle lessons like this one. Until next time, take care of yourself. And remember, when your body whispers, don't wait for it to shout.